Hi students, this is Ms. Guerrero telling you what you're going to be working on today. Remember that it is important that you complete work on Burlington English. So today I'm going to click on courses. We're going to start with low intermediate, and I am going to do the in-class lesson. So the in-class lesson, we are now on number 3, getting a job. So for getting a job, we started doing read, gender, and jobs. So I'm going to go ahead and click on number 3 for you. And let me go ahead and go back to number 1. So a lot of you are wondering, what are we going to do today? Okay, we're going to go through lesson number 3. In lesson number 3, we are going to learn about the following: how to identify reasons that support a point, interpret information in a graph, and use the ist suffix for names of occupations. With activity number 2, on Wednesday or on Thursday, we saw the following jobs: A, a preschool teacher; B, a house painter; C, a firefighter; D, a truck driver; and then E, a nurse. It tells us choose 2 jobs in the pictures and who usually does these jobs in the country you're from, men or women. For example, I'm going to choose firefighter, and I'm going to choose truck driver. Remember that I've shared with you that my parents, both of my parents, are from Mexico. So I'm going to let you know that in the country that my parents are from, these 2 jobs are usually done by men. So we are trying to have a discussion about who does these jobs. A firefighter, most likely a man does this normally, typically. And then also the truck driver, D. Again, who does this? Usually men, usually. We do have some cases where women are doing these types of jobs. And then to think about jobs in the country you're from, are there other jobs that have only male or female workers? And so we want to go ahead and make sure that we understand, other occupations. For example, we have chef, we have house cleaner, we have teacher, we have social worker, we have secretary. So all of these jobs, we need to understand, who does these jobs? A female or a male? And so think about it. Go ahead and pause the video and think, who is a chef? A male or a female? Who is a house cleaner? A male or a female? Who is a teacher? A male or a female? Who is a social worker? A male or a female? And finally, secretary. Who does this job? A male or a female? So pause this and think about why some of these jobs are only for males, and then how some of these other jobs are only for females. Now we're going to be looking at these. And so some of us worked on decide what to do, a job making things, being male or female, ideas about money. Things are different now, more than half. And I just want to review this with you because we've already done this. Women used to stay at home, but times have changed, and now many of them have careers. Things are different now. 2, today some police officers are men and some are women. Gender isn't important. Being female or being male or female. 3, he used to have a manufacturing job in a car factory, a job making things. 4, he took the job for economic reasons. He needed to earn more money. About money. 5, his beliefs about family have changed. Today, he thinks it's important to have children. ideas. And then we have two more. Many people make decisions about their career after high school, decide what to do, and finally, the majority of people in this town work in the factory. Some people work in other places, more than half. So what we want to do is make sure that we understand all of this. So we're going to go ahead and play this so that you're able to understand what it says.
Isn't that women's work? By Susan Geller. When Rodrigo decided to become a nurse, he talked to his mother about the idea. "Why do you want to be a nurse?" she said. "Isn't that women's work?" When his mother was growing up, most nurses were female, but times have changed. Today, more men are doing the kind of work that women did in the past. There are male nurses, preschool teachers, and hairstylists. Why is this change happening? First, there are economic reasons. Over the past 25 years, the U.S. has lost more than 2 million manufacturing jobs, the kind of jobs men often do. More than 50,000 factories have closed. Many of the available jobs are in occupations with large numbers of women, like nursing and teaching. When Rodrigo graduated from nursing school, he found a job quickly because there were a lot of jobs for nurses in his state. Another explanation is that people's beliefs about men and women are changing. Men are doing more of the housework and childcare, so it doesn't seem strange when they choose to work in occupations where there are a majority of women. A third reason is that these occupations are rewarding. Rodrigo spends a lot of his time helping people, and that's why he loves his work. For him, nursing isn't women's work or men's work. It's just work. So if you're planning a career, think about what you enjoy doing and where you can find work. Don't make a decision based on your gender. Both men and women can do all kinds of jobs. Just ask Rodrigo.
If you need to rewind this so that you're able to listen to this again, please do so. So here we want to make sure that we understand, okay, what the first paragraph is telling us. What is Rodrigo an example of? And then to what point does the writer make about the jobs men do? All of this is, okay, included in our first paragraph. So if we look at paragraph number 1 carefully, okay, we need to make sure that we understand, okay, what is Rodrigo an example of? So I want you to go ahead and pause for a little bit and think. What is Rodrigo an example of? So if you're unable to look at, okay, what he is an example of, I want to make sure that I help you with this. And so Rodrigo is an example of men who do jobs that women used to do. So here we want to make sure that we write the following. He is an example of a man that does a job women used to do. Okay, and our second question, what point does the writer make about the jobs men do? So go ahead and pause or take a little bit of time to figure out what point does the writer make about the jobs men do? So we want to say today, more men are doing jobs that used to be jobs only women used to do. And for those of you who are probably thinking, how do we know this? Because we have male nurses, we have preschool teachers, and we have hairstylists, just to name a few. So what we want to do is make sure that we understand this. If we have to reread this and put pause, make sure to put pause. We're going to move on to number 5. So number 5, it says, which of these phrases from the text introduce reasons? So we want to read paragraphs 2 and 3 and answer the questions. So paragraph number 2 says, why is this change happening? First, there are economic reasons. Over the past 25 years, the US has lost more than 2 million net manufacturing jobs, the kind of jobs men often do. More than 50,000 factories have closed. Many of the available jobs are in occupations with large numbers of women, like nursing and teaching. When Rodrigo graduated from nursing school, he found a job quickly because there were a lot of jobs for nurses in his state. Another explanation is that people's beliefs about men and women are changing. Men are doing jobs, more of the housework and childcare. So it doesn't seem strange that when they choose to work in occupations where there are a majority of women, a third reason is that these occupations are rewarding. Rodrigo spends a lot of his time helping people. And that's why he loves his job. For him, nursing isn't women's work or men's work. It's just work. So here for activity number 5, it is asking us to understand how these phrases from the text introduce reasons. First, we want to go ahead and make sure this introduces the word first. Another also introduces reasons. And finally, a third reason. These 3, A, B, and D, helps us read about what is going to happen in these paragraphs. So let's go ahead and do number 6. So when we say cite evidence is asking us to take the following reading and make sure that we look for these answers. So it says, finish reading the article. Are the following sentences true or false? Which sentences from the article gave you your answer? So if we look at number 1, it says Rodrigo's mother believes only women can be nurses. We want to go ahead and make sure that you understand this because it's in paragraph number 1. 2, Rodrigo believes that only men can be nurses. And then 3, the writer believes that most jobs can be for both men and women. So let's go ahead and check all these answers. So this one is true, false, and true. True. Why do you want to be a nurse? She said. Isn't that a woman's work? Here in paragraph number 1 is where we were able to find that information. False. For him, nursing isn't work. Women's work. It's just work. If we look for that response, we can find that in the following in paragraph number 3. It's just work. And for number 3, the writer believes that most jobs can be for both men and women. True. Both men and women can do all kinds of jobs. And again, make sure that you understand that this is here included and this is included here. If you need to pause this, make sure that you pause this. I need you to be able to read this and understand this sentence is true. This sentence is false. And this sentence is true. We have to make sure that when we read this, we understand the reading. So a lot of my students are having a difficult time because you're not looking at the reading. Please make sure that you're looking at the reading. And the reading is available here. So make sure that you access the reading. So let's make sure that we understand all of that. And then we have one more to do. Here, we did this in class the other day, but we want to make sure that we understand. It says the number of male nurses in the US between 1996 and 2016. So how many male nurses were there in 1996? And remember, this is 1996. We looked at this graph, and then how many were in 2016. And just to review, let's look at the answers. So it's fewer than 150,000 and more than 350,000. So the last thing I want you to do on your own is make sure that you understand these words: receptionist, hairstylist, pharmacist, physical therapist, makeup artist, dentist. And then we have more pictures. So I don't want to do this because I want to do this in class on Wednesday. And then the following, we have A, B, C, D, E, and F, which are the same jobs from activity number 8. Okay, the 2 questions that you have to look at are: which pictures show men doing jobs women used to do? What are these jobs? And then 2, think of a name of one more occupation with the suffix "ist." So think about this, and then we will look at this on Wednesday. Thank you.